Okay, me being a boxing junkie, uh, addicted to fighting, addicted to game dogs, addicted to watching the art of boxing, but not so much MMA. Uh, and don't get me wrong, I was a fan. If you were a fan of the UFC in the beginning, like I was, it's hard to appreciate the UFC for what it's turned into. What I mean by that is I came up watching Hoist Gracie and fights where the middleweight fought the heavyweight, fights where you had to win 3 times, I believe it was, in one night to get that 15 grand or the small amount of money that they offered. I was a big fan of that. But what the UFC's grown into, I lost respect for. So, with that being said, I never thought I would talk about this fight, KSI and Logan Paul. But me being addicted to fighting, I watched it. And it was entertaining. This is a message to everybody. This is what happens when you take yourself serious. All right? Both these guys took themselves serious. If any one of you watch this video, KSI or Logan Paul, I'm not familiar with your channels, but because you're part of YouTube, I watched the fight. And I was impressed with the heart and the balls that you guys showed. All right? But, man, please do some running before the rematch because you guys were gassing out. Shout out to KSI for having he was the smaller fighter. Logan Paul, it took a lot of oxygen to get to them muscles, man, didn't it? You felt it in round 4. So, I'm happy with the score, a draw. But what I'm real happy with is them splitting $150 million fucking dollars. I might be wrong about this, but Boxing Voice confirmed it. I read Bloody Elbow, I believe, confirmed it for me. $150 million. And it makes me think that, well, first I wanted to say that ain't it funny? I was going to poke fun at these guys. Isn't it funny that none of the YouTube boxing community on either side, LDBC or otherwise, was covering the fight? But then once they fought, we covered it because we gained some respect for them, you know? I realized this wasn't set up, and these guys took themselves serious. So this is just a message to everybody. Take yourself serious. Once you convince yourself, it's hard to be stopped. This is the Boxing Junkie. I'm out. I'll give y'all a holler when we get closer to Mexican. Is it Mexican Independence Day? Some Mexican, please correct me. Is it Mexican Independence Day or is Cinco de Enero Mexican Independence Day? I believe Mexican Independence Day is in September. So I'll talk to you around then. Scratch that. I'm not done talking about this fight yet. There's going to be a rematch. I will be watching. I suggest both you guys run. Shadow box while you're running. Make sure you can put it in them 6 rounds without getting tired. It's obvious you guys did not run. Logan Paul, man. I know a lot of people have said it, but I'm going to say it too. Man, didn't he look like Klitschko? And Vitaly, not Vladimir. The way he stuck that jab, which I never agreed with throwing a jab like that, but, you know, that's just my preference. But the stiff jab, the stiff arm jab, with no snap in it, that you can see him hitting KSI clear on the chin with right here. You won't gas out if you lose some of that muscle mass. Don't be so concentrated on what your body looks like, man. You slim down a little bit, and you would have been able to make it all 6 rounds, all right? So if this reaches one of y'all, do your road work. Do your road work. And since I'm involved in YouTube, I know I don't have a giant channel like you guys do, but I'm willing to help train either one of these guys. If you need some advice, hit me up. Do your road work, and you will be able to complete that fight with no problem. Now, my videos are limited. I'm on a limited budget. My attorney gets most of my money. So I got some broken iOS devices I gotta replace, and I'll be putting up more videos then. But I'll see you as we get closer to Golovkin Triple G. There's a lot of shit for us to talk about, guys. A lot to talk about. But shout out to these two, peace to KSI and Paul Logan. Yeah, believe in yourself and no one can stop you. Peace.